Good day, everyone. I am John Aldrin Selda, together with Rocelle Calandria, Ellaine Genesis Lera, and David Brian Vizmanos. And we are here to present our case study analysis on the ABC Company Pharmaceuticals. So we will be discussing the analysis on the pharmaceuticals industry, which includes its overview, the PEST model analysis, the Porter's Five Forces model analysis, and its external impact on that. Also, business analysis-wise, there would be the company overview, the McKinsey 7S framework, and SWOT analysis.
So before discussing our thorough exploration of the pharmaceutical industry, I'll discuss first a description and overview of the pharmaceutical industry. First, pharmaceutical industry employ in research, development, and production of medications and drugs. It is extensive, including its chemical discovery and regulation of the government. Second, pharmaceutical industry has become an industry of necessity among growing health issues and concerns in the medical field faced by individuals around the world. Hence, the demand for the solution to health problems would be crucial as innovation of existing products and medical science advancement. Lastly, increase of competition when it comes to generic drug market. It is then significant to understand the condition of pharmaceutical industry through different approaches, and this will provide information on what industry and companies face, including the structure, nature of its changing environment, and forces that act upon it.
Using pest model analysis, we, the analysts, were able to determine the external forces. This includes the political, economic, social, and technological factors. First, the political factors. In the pharmaceutical industry, it is very much important to take note of a regulatory framework, the different government agencies in the country, laws that are drug-related, and various rules that cover the within the industry. These are mostly the things related to the health and safety of drugs or medications. With that, it can consequently affect how these drugs can be sold and how these must be promoted or advertised. Next would be pricing strategy. Prices of the medications are crucial for pharmaceutical companies as customers demand for a lower price but higher efficacy. So in the United States, companies are liberated to price their drugs or the price is unregulated regardless of the rates and demand. It is according to Holly in the year 2020. And as a result, they choose highly marked up prices for the prescriptions. However, it becomes significant to the survival of people, thus it becomes unethical in pricing it high. As such, the government is taking part in limiting the prices of the drugs. If everything is considered, companies will incur less profit in the long run. For the next factor, which is economic factors, recently it was observed that there is a trend in the increase of healthcare spending, which means people are spending more and more in terms of healthcare, which includes prescription or medication. And with that, high revenue, despite all the reasons behind that increase, are being are being adopted by the companies. Next is the social factors. Given the healthcare industry, it is visible that there are illnesses or diseases that it faces. That includes the aging population, growth in obesity rates, communicable diseases, and others. With the age difference, older individuals usually encounter serious health problems than younger people. So obesity being one of the crucial health issues in the countries, and communicable diseases such as HIV or AIDS, hepatitis, and other diseases. This means that there are a lot of health problems to be discussed. And it tends to be that people are being more conscious with their health across the trend. Thus, the demand for pharmaceutical products is much needed, in which it results in greater revenue for the pharmaceutical industry. And lastly, for the technological factors, pharmaceutical industries can produce and distribute a wider range of drugs as there are new medications that are manufactured from biological sources in which they can generate a higher income or revenue. However, with the presence of biotechnological advancement in medicine, this could greatly affect the pharmaceutical industry. If technology would be used in creating healthier products and food, it can strike away the industry. And addition to that, technology in advertising the products can also greatly help the industry. It can be directly marketed to the customers with the use of technology. And by doing that, this will allow the industry to reduce costs and increase more customers, which can help the industry grow.
For the Porter's five forces model analysis, the study of the extent of the ABC company pharmaceuticals was presented here. And first of the five forces would be the competitive rivalry, in which there is a high rivalry among competing sellers in the pharmaceutical industry. The majority of the industry's companies have been around for a long time, and some are well known across the world. Although there are many small and major players, the profit margins are significant. There are tight government rules, making it an extremely competitive industry. Moreover, there is an ongoing pressure to innovate because the market is stated to be heavily filled due to many established enterprises that are likewise well known worldwide. And second is regards with the threat of new entrants, in which it states here that for the pharmaceutical business, the threat of new entrants is only low or minimal. In order to enter the sector, a large investment is required in terms of production, marketing, sales, distribution, and research and development. Entering the same kind of business would involve risking a huge amount of money because a company's failure to supply the required new pharmaceuticals on time would result in no return on investment. Furthermore, newcomers will have a difficult time gaining access to the distribution channel. This is due to the fact that the majority of clients in this area prefer and choose brands that have been thoroughly evaluated and shown to be effective for them. Additionally, because most pharmaceuticals are patented, newcomers to the industry will have to start with a clean state, making the threat of new entrants only minimal. Third would be the bargaining of suppliers, and it states here that because drugs are manufactured by the company itself and they will only need the raw materials for the drugs, suppliers of the ABC company pharmaceuticals have only low bargaining powers. Being part of the industry also necessitates having and using manufacturing and production plants technologies in order to produce drugs. As a result, suppliers are unable to bargain or seek to sway the market rate. Fourth would be the bargaining power of buyers. Medium with reg- I'm sorry. And with regards to this state, it states that in the aforementioned business, buyers have an overall medium level of bargaining power. Hospitals and other healthcare institutions do have a specific bargaining power since this kind of clients are the ones that tend to buy in bulk orders. On the other hand, individual consumers have very little to non-bargaining power. Buyers in the pharmaceutical sector will be powerful if they buy in volume and if they are informed and they make demands based on the information they know. Lastly is the threat of substitute, in which it states here that there is no replacement for the ABC Pharmaceuticals drug that is still in its patent term. The patent term, on the other hand, ends and generic manufacture begins, resulting in a multitude of replacements. Furthermore, there are alternatives to certain medication and therapies. There are also what we refer to as herbal medicines, which may be used as a substitute for some drugs. With this, the threat of substitute is minimal or low to medium.
In connection to that, for the political factors, those drug-related regulations by the government is what makes the industry very competitive as companies need to comply with these laws in order to keep operating. On the other hand, these regulations are also what makes the threat of new entrants low because newcomers in the industry usually would have difficulties in getting used with all the laws that must be observed. In terms of the economic factors, an increase in healthcare spending has a tendency to affect the bargaining powers of the buyers. However, this will only depend on the customer's knowledge in the pharmaceutical industry. Big clients like hospitals who usually buy in volume have the capability to affect the buyer's bargaining power at a certain level. Also, with various diseases present in society, drugs and other medications are in high demand. These social factors contribute to the intense competitive rivalry as there is pressure for companies to innovate drugs, especially for those newly discovered diseases. And for the technological factors, the biotechnological advancement in medicine makes the bargaining power of suppliers low. Entering the industry means having the manufacturing facility to produce drugs. And with the rise of technology, companies in the industry will only need the raw materials from their suppliers and they can manufacture the drugs on their own. Furthermore, technology also makes advertising of the products much easier, increasing the sales of the industry.
To further understand the focus of this case study, I'll start with the business description and overview. It is shown in the screen the achievement of the ABC company throughout the decades. First, ABC Company Pharmaceuticals is one of the most prominent pharmaceuticals companies in the world that is located in India. This enterprise goes after to be a global company despite the emerging markets in bringing generic business across the developed countries together with its focus and analysis on research and development. The company started in 1977. It was set up their R&D department in 1984 and went global from 1989 to 2000, including Afghanistan, Sri Lanka, Kenya, and Brazil. The company also received well-known award-giving bodies from Frost and Sullivan in 2010 as India Innovator Pharmaceutical Company of the Year, and from Scrip, such as Best Company Across Emerging Markets and Best Overall Pipeline in 2011. Also, ABC Company Pharmaceuticals strives to become a leading research-based company towards its performance and excellence in various ways. However, with their edge and recognition, challenges are still inevitable due to competitive market across the world. Hence, it is much beneficial to regulate and examine the company's different elements of the business that would make them stay, improve, and succeed.
The analyst also was able to create the McKinsey 7S framework, which includes the hard S and the soft S. So first, for the hard S, this includes the strategy, structure, and the systems. For the strategy, the strategic direction of the ABC Company Pharmaceuticals Ltd is clearly defined in helping the business to guide its management in achieving the company's goals, which is to be a leading research-based pharmaceutical company for the discovery, research, and production of generic drugs. For the structure, the ABC company's headquarters consist of the National Sales Department. They conduct a performance management system where it operates in the Salesforce Effectiveness Department. Their medical representatives are not the only ones being monitored, but the managers and staff as well. A human resource department is accountable for its human resource related matters, including the hiring and firing of staff and payroll, in which consequently observed by finance and marketing. Lastly, the finance and marketing department is responsible for the whole transactions and its sales force's performance. Lastly, for the hard S, which is systems, The management information system by the company is what keeps its activities to be on point and suffused. In addition to that, joint visits or JV is what makes the company effective in the long run. This kind of system, wherein the values of the company are being instilled from the top management up until the last person in the organization, with the seminars being implemented and how every single little detail is being transferred to one another is what molds the company to be an effective one. So let's go to the soft S, which is um, which includes skills, staffs, and style. First, the main reason why ABC Company Pharmaceutical prospers in the said industry is because the company is highly knowledgeable in pharmaceuticals. Furthermore, the company has unique selling skills and they know the market that well. The utilization of the said skills allows the company to provide their customer with low-priced products, which increases the company's sales. In addition, the company's sales force is filled with medical representatives that have expertise in promoting revenue. For the for the s- for the shared values, ABC Company Pharmaceuticals strives to be the world's top integrated pharmaceutical company based on research. As a result, the organization grows in a culture of excellence, respect, and knowledge fueled by performance. For the staff, the company has a human resource department which is capable of employment, development, and compensation. Staff are managed through talks and training sessions together with the representatives. The company also conducts written exams to determine the competency and knowledge of its staff regarding the product related stuff. And lastly, for the style, the company has a good and effective leadership style wherein it implements systems that would be greatly beneficial to its management and also its employees. The decision making of the enterprise is highly visible as they are well informed of the improvements to be made and considered. There seems to be an effective teamwork within its department with the help of the Philippines context in achieving their goals and objectives and encouraging and supporting its employees.
For the SWOT analysis, it indicates basis of strengths and weaknesses from McKinsey 7S and opportunities and threats from the 5 forces analysis. For the strengths, it has it had it has been observed that the ABC Company Pharmaceuticals was established in 1977 and continues to create pharmaceutical products. It has been existing and well known, unlike other new ventures in the market. The situation that they are in makes them stand out in the market, especially in the area of generic drugs. The focus on research and development is also on point and is capable of introducing affordable yet effective products to the consumers. Consequently, the products and services that they offer potentially increase customer loyalty. The company also possesses strong knowledge among its own market along with its diverse portfolio. With this, they enable them to select segments and generate higher revenue. And with regards with the weakness, the ABC company entirely focused on the generic side of the pharmaceutical industry in which it can still involve copyright medicine. Further, its inventory management is at stake given that the data in the forecasting plan is not entirely accurate, resulting in stockouts and drug shortages. However, excess stock in the inventory is risky from the industry's standpoint. Thus, the ABC company may operate in just-in-time model, which implies that the company must manufacture the products when it is needed. The values that the company believes are also not instilled ultimately. Thus, customer dissatisfaction could take place. For the opportunities, India has an emerging economy according to the World Bank in the year 2021, and this serves as a good market opportunity for the ABC company as they offer generics. It would be promising to serve pharmaceutical products at a low price yet high efficacy. Globalization is also a factor to be considered. With the growing growth in the international market, this could be an opportunity for them to take risks to generate revenue. Moreover, the modern business model is still a factor. E-commerce and social media can be used in promoting, advertising, and selling of the products, and it can be a better way to reach the customers while generating income and reducing the cost. Lastly, for the SWOT analysis is the threats. Change in demand could substantially influence the business, since the demand is unpredictable and ever-changing. It could potentially put the business at risk. Also, new entrants can be a threat as they could also provide the same efficacy and price that the generic drugs can offer as well as the platforms. Example would be the social media and the e-commerce that they might utilize whether it would be a local or international competitors.
And I think that concludes our presentation. Thank you, everyone.